Igbo leaders fought hard for one Nigeria, while Northern and Yoruba leaders opposed, late Chinua Achebe once said. Achebe says, the first to object were the Northerners led by the Sadona, who were followed closely by the Awolowo that had created the action group. Achebe says, the first to object were the Northerners led by the Sadona, who were followed closely by the Awolowo that had created the action group. The famous novelist Chinua Achebe has laid the blame for the deep-seated disunity confronting Nigeria on the doorsteps of Northern and Yoruba leaders who he said opposed the idea of one Nigeria before and after independence. In his new book, which has become legally controversial in the past days, Mr. Achebe said while Igbo leaders and intellectuals worked hard promoting the idea of one Nigeria, Northern leaders led by the Sadona of Sokoto, Ahmadu Bello, and their Yoruba counterparts led by Obafemi Awolowo worked in the opposite direction, making sure the dream of a united Nigeria did not materialize. Mr. Achebe made the claim on page 51 of the 333-page book, saying the original idea of one Nigeria was pressed by the leaders and intellectuals from the eastern region. With all their shortcomings, they had this idea to build the country as one. The first to object were the Northerners, led by the Sadona, who were followed closely by Awolowo that had created the action group. The Northern People Congress of the Sadonans was supposed to be a national party, yet it refused to change its name from Northern to Nigerian People's Congress, even for the sake of appearances. It refused right up to the end of the civilian regime. The author did not give any details regarding how and where the Northern and the Yoruba leaders opposed the idea of a united Nigeria. In the book, Mr. Achebe was full of praises for Nigeria's first president, Nnamdi Azikiwe, who he described as the father of Africa independence. The father of Africa independence was Nnamdi Azikiwe. Mr. Achebe said on page 41 of his book, there is no question at all about that. Azikiwe, fondly referred to by his admirer as Zik, was the prominent political figure of my youth and a man who was endowed with political pan-Africanist vision. He had help, no doubt, from several eminent sons and daughters of the sun. Mr. Achebe criticized of Mr. Awolowo's civil war policies in the book had earlier sparked a kind of disagreement between the Yoruba and the Igbo in Nigeria and fired up a rare dichotomy between the two ethnic nationalities, with each side teaming with their kinsmen. Nearly a week after an excerpt of Mr. Achebe's memo blaming Mr. Awolowo for starving to death over 2 million Biafran children became public, leading Yoruba leaders and activists have poured invectives on the writer. In turn, Mr. Achebe's Igbo kinsmen have sided with him, justifying his claims and attacking Yoruba critics in return. But our reporter, who skimmed through the book last night, says Mr. Achebe, in one instance, eloquized Mr. Awolowo in the book, portraying him as a master political technician, a committed leader of his people, a unifying factor, an excellent organizer, and an erudite and accomplished lawyer. Mr. Awolowo was clearly one of Nigerians' dominant political figures of its time, Mr. Achebe wrote in the book. On page 45 of the book, Mr. Achebe wrote of Mr. Awolowo: "By the time I became a young adult, Abovemi Awolowo had emerged as one of Nigerians' dominant political figures. He was an erudite and accomplished lawyer who had been educated at the University of London. When he returned to the Nigerian political scene from London, Awolowo formed the once powerful political establishment of Western Nigeria in disarray. Sidetracked by partisan and intro-ethnic, Chief Awolowo and close associations reunited his ancient Yoruba people with powerful glue." So guys, we cannot just go on again. Nigerians who have reacted to this now say, so it was the two other tribes who did evil. And they are blaming the Igbos. I stand to be corrected. Does it really make sense? Feeling your enemies in order to have strengthen and defeat you in a battle? Anyone going for war should have prepared and ready for its consequences before the war. The federal government employed the leaders of Biafran to stop the idea of waging war, but they thought that they will overrun the Nigerian army, a great miscalculation. Okay guys, what's your take on this? Let's hear from you. Kindly drop your comment below the comment section. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. Thank you and bye for now.